on the spot. I simply know how Eddie feels about it. I wanted to talk to him about it. It just seems to me that the tactics and the things that took place in there under the direction of Tux Newman is something that must be watched very closely. I noted that you made a comment to Newman last week, that you're the one that was going to. He's telling you what the matches were going to be. And
I agree with you, Lance. It was uncalled for.
Okay, let's roll this tape now. Eddie and I are going to be talking about it. Bear in mind, this was a Southern Heavyweight Championship match between the King, who was the champion. And at this point, you see Tux Newman jump into the ring. The referee was down. Lawler coming up off of Savage. He had Savage in what I consider to be a position where he would have pinned him. Newman jumps in the ring. It resulted in a disqualification. Lawler grabs him and was going for a pile driver. There's no two ways about that. But Newman was an interloper in the ring. Savage hit him from behind, as you can see, fired him out on the floor. And this is only the beginning of the mayhem, which, though it was acted out by Savage, and he was loving every minute of it, the wild son of a gun was just eating it up as he was tearing people apart in there. You see Newman directing him, throwing back in the ring. Tux Newman, in my opinion, orchestrated the whole dad blame thing, Eddie. And here you see a pile driver that Savage slams Lawler down into that mat. It's all over. He's already lost on a disqualification. He retains the title for the simple fact that he was disqualified. Newman knew he was going to get beat.
This is just one purpose right here. He wanted to injure Lawler. And anytime a man tries to injure someone on purpose, he's bound to be scared of what the man can do.
That's right. Now, I wanted to point out, there goes referee Jerry Calhoun. Do you see the object on the right side of your screen? This is a huge metal plate on which the Southern belt, there it is, right there, right in the middle of it. That Savage carried that Southern belt on. He takes Lawler. Calhoun tried to stop him, and there he pile drive Lawler's head. Now, that's the second pile drive. He flattened that thing out. It was a curved, big, heavy metal plate that he had the belt around. And that is what he slammed Lawler's head on. It was done with Newman throwing it in there, Newman directing the situation, and he obviously, as Eddie said, he had one intent in mind, and that was to put Lawler out of action. Look at Savage here.
I think that's where a lot of the damage came from.
Well,
right
sure.
there.
Came right down behind him. He had the Southern belt around his arm, slammed him right in behind.
There he goes again. And remember, the match is over.
That's right. This is all after Savage has already been disqualified for the actions of Tux Newman. Now, following this, Lawler, of course, was taken to the hospital. But I want to make the point here that if it were not for the fact of the kind of size of neck and the conditioning and all that Lawler has undergone, he would have been dead. I'm convinced of it right now. Jerry, at that point, you could see, was holding his neck in there.
He was in pain.
Oh, boy, in pain. I got to tell you, and Savage is down there blowing his horn and screaming at the folks and carrying on in that totally unpredictable manner in which he does. And it was a situation that really disturbed me because Eddie was down there and was checking Jerry out at that
Right,
point.
I was talking to Jerry, and I was...
And you had already made some decisions right at that point, hadn't you, Ed?
That's right. I couldn't get the right answers from Lawler. I told him I was going to call for help, and he said, no, I'll be all right. Just let me stay here just a minute, and I'll walk out. But, you know, anytime you have injuries to your neck or your spinal column, you need attention. So I demanded that Lawler go to the hospital. He kept saying, no, 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 I don't want to go. But I finally talked him into going, and him being in the pain that he was in, I don't think Lawler really realized what could have been wrong with him.
He was not thinking clearly, Eddie. There was no question about that, because he was making comments like, hey, let me back at him. I am ready.
That's
And
right.
I mean, you know, he just didn't really realize at that point he had been slammed so goofy that he didn't realize exactly what happened. They took him out to the hospital, and he was x-rayed and so forth. And again, here's a question of where conditioning in the size neck. And Eddie, you've been through this yourself.
That's right.
And even on somebody who is in that kind of condition, the compression on
It
that
could
neck
be
and the
very,
spine.
very dangerous later on.
Boy.
I believe the next morning after he woke up, he was certainly glad that he went to the hospital. I was glad he went. I demanded that he go, and I'm glad that I told him to go.
Hey, I want to tell you,
Geez, Lance, let me tell you something, Marlon.
right off the
If I gets a
bat,
headache, he goes to the hospital, and he's sick. Jerry Lawler, if you're watching right now, from the hospital bed, from under the hospital bed, from a wheelchair, from a nursing home, I don't care. You should be here. You know, Jerry Lawler, that's all past news. I came here 5 weeks ago. I said I was going to get rid of Jerry Lawler. He's old news. He's garbage. There's nothing more to be said. You people aren't going to see Jerry Lawler again. I told you what I do. I say what I mean, and I'll do what I have to stop anyone. Now, let's just completely change the subject and talk about something very interesting, and that is my man, Lanny. Come here, Lanny. Lanny is one of the greatest orators in the world today, as well as wrestlers. I want to show a film on Lanny. Forget about Jerry Lawler. Forget it. It's garbage. Yesterday's garbage news.
if you've got the tape that he's talking about,
You better have.
is
Show it.
that tape there?
You gotta believe, baby.
Run it.
I told everybody.
At the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, His Majesty Jerry Lawler was defeated 1-2-3. The Macho Man dethroned the king, his destiny fulfilled. Newman got the title shot, and Lawler's hopes were killed. Lance Russell played some video on how they done him wrong. Eddie Marlin forced the rematch, which didn't take too long. The king tried to regain his crown and almost lost his head. The rematch was futility. He should have stayed in bed. They rushed him to the hospital. His hands got quite a scare. They say he is recovering, but I don't really care. I read the crowning of the king. I studied every page. Not a word about the Macho Man. That filled his heart with rage. The kingdom of Jerry Lawler has got an awful smell, more vile than the putrid slime which lines the gates of hell. He would like to hang the Macho Man before he's even tried. What was called attempted murder was really suicide. The wrestling fans have memories of Lawler's winning smile. Now he's just like Jackie Fargo, defeated and senile. The risk was worth the great reward in Jerry Lawler's fall. The Southern Heavyweight Champion. 3 words that say it all. The castle that I stand before, once proud with noble name, is now like Jerry Lawler, whose head is bowed in shame.
Most inspirational.
Now, forget about Lawler. Let's talk about this sweet daddy Siki. That's you, boy. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say boy. But you are next. You are on my list. You double-crossed me. Nobody does that to the Tux Man. Nobody. And you will go down. Remember that, Siki. Remember that, boy. Oh, sorry.
Because we've got some action out here, so if you can clear out, Eddie, thank you. I hear you. We're out here with Tux Newman, Randy Macho Man Savage, and the poet Lanny Poffo, who may have in store for them exactly. I saw what it said. Tell Jackie Fargo the king is dead.
May have in store nothing. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, the Mid-South Coliseum, we are going to pay a visit to Stephanie and Stan Arena, better known as the Dolly Sisters, or as you call them, the fabulous ones. What is so fabulous about them? Nothing. I got news for you girls. Bring your belts. Now, I want all the boys out there. I want all the men out there, but most of all, I want all you girls out there to come on down to the Mid-South Coliseum, because I've got two boys that are going to take the title belts away from Stephanie and Stan Arena, the fabulous ones. You know, they come out here and they say, we're managed by Jackie Fargo. Who the heck is Jackie Fargo? Then they say, we don't pay anything to Jackie Fargo. Of course you don't. You're too stupid and you're too cheap. That's why you don't. Then they refer to me as Tex. My name is Mr. Newman to you girls. And I'll tell you something. Once again, we will be at the Coliseum early tomorrow. So all you fans who want to come out and see my boys, come early. Get your tickets early. You know why? Because you will be a part of history, a part of winning the AWA Southern Tag Team title. I got rid of Lawler. We got his belt. Now I'm going to get rid of the Fab, or the Dolly Sisters, or Stephanie, or Stan Arena. I'm going to get rid of them. And these men will have belts all over their bodies. They will be the champions, and you can come and you can kiss them, because they will be the kings of tag team wrestling.
That's Russell, man. I am the king of professional wrestling, and I am the king of the South. Jackie Fargo is washed up. Yeah, he is, yeah. And this guy right here, Lawler, he's in the past now. Now you're talking the present, yeah. Jackie Fargo, wake up, man. Somebody wake up Jackie Fargo. I understand that Stephanie and Stan Arena, or whatever their names are, they bought him a bar, yeah, where it doesn't close at night. They can stay in the bar, and he can stay asleep, and he can put his head down on the rail, and he could, dream of things in the past.
It will be a wild
present. One more thing. I am the king of Memphis, Tennessee. I am the king of Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis State, they're going to be washed up after this afternoon, too. Oh, yeah. Memphis State, Jackie Fargo, and Jerry Lawler.
Okay, Randy, you guys, you don't know how tough Stan
They're not smart enough. Not money. Tomorrow, Sunday, at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Just talk for them.
Tomorrow, Sunday.
Okay, Dave, let's go to the ring and see these guys. You can do it. Yeah, when I said rough, I'm talking about these two gentlemen right here. The fabulous ones, Stan and Steve, who will be taking on Savage and Popo, defending those titles.
You know, I've been watching the show, Lance, like everybody else. Stan and I've been sitting back there, and we've been watching old Tex Newman come out here just bragging, shooting his mouth off. He drags one guy out after another. He puts his hand on the guy's back. He tells him how great he is. He puts his hand up their shirt, and they don't say anything. He does all the talking, and they just move their lips. Well, you know, we know Randy Savage. We know Lanny Popo. We've watched them in the ring. We've watched them wrestle. We've seen them against everybody. And, you know, there's just something lacking there. There's just that something lacking. And I'll tell you, Randy Savage, you know, I'm sure you're real proud of yourselves what you've done to Jerry the King Lawler. But I'm sure that doesn't put Jerry the King Lawler back in. I'm sure he's just going to take that rest and he's going to come back. But that's all aside. Now, you're pretty famous for dropping people on their head and hurting their neck. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You're not going to drop this guy right here on his neck, and you're not going to drop that guy right there. And as for Jackie Fargo, that you keep dragging his name into it, well, let me tell you something. Jackie Fargo's got better things to do than listen to you, to listen to Tex Newman, or listen to any of that garbage. So we don't need Jackie Fargo to come down here and watch our back. We can watch our own back. So, Randy Savage, if you've got plans of wearing 2 belts, and that goof of a brother of yours, Lanny's got plans on wearing 1 belt, you can forget it. Because in Memphis, we're going to walk out with the belts, and we're going to come back with the belts. And we've already showed guys like Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and your brother last week that when it gets time to get down, that we can get down. And if that's what you want to see out of the fabulous ones, that's exactly what you're going to see, Randy Savage. As for you, Tux, you're going to have to change your name. I got it figured out that you named yourself after a suit. So after Sunday night, you're going to be, what is it, double knit, leisure suit? Can he be Leisure Newman? Does that sound good?
That's fine with me. Whatever you say, Steve. Stan.
I'd like to know what kind of a guy calls himself a macho man, sits out here in the parking lot and makes glitter posters all day. Is that a macho guy? Or he's back there, he's throwing on new words on his robe, and his brother, Lanny, out here doing cartwheels and somersaults. What are you doing, Lanny? Auditioning for Circus with Stars or what? This is wrestling, guys. You want to put a lot of guys in the hospital. You're out here obviously trying to hurt people now. You're not worried about winning the belt so much. You want to hurt guys. Well, Sunday night, boys, I hope the paramedics are there, because I can see it now. Those red lights flashing, that siren going, woo, 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 woo. And you got the IVs hooked up to your two goofs, Tucks, and they're going to be taking a one-way trip to a hospital. You want to hurt us? You want to hurt us in Memphis? Well, come on down and try to hurt us. Because many guys have tried before, and many have failed. And we got something for you that Ajax won't take off.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Fight! Boy, that's what they'll be hollering in the streets of the old Coliseum. Fight! When the fans go against Popo and Savage. All right, Dave, let's go to the ring for some action.
Climbing up on the ring apron right now, PYT, the pretty young things. Set for a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing, at a total weight of 454 pounds from Charleston, West Virginia. Over on the right of the screen, the Patton brothers, Mark and Brad. Going against them, at a total weight of 467 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee and Union City, Tennessee, with their manager Tux Newman in their corner. Norvell Austin and Coco Ware, the pretty young things. PYT. This match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun will be the referee.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you, these guys have met once before, and the Battens earned a shot back at the PYT. Yeah, well, you tried that the last time you saw them. A couple of really outstanding young athletes. Bell time, and here we go. And we've already said, Davey, this PYT, they're looking as rough as any team I have ever seen.
There's no doubt about it. They have come back into the area here, and they have been mean, they have been fast, they have been good. Got to give the devil his due. Norvell Austin fires Batten into the rope. Nice move by Batten. He brought the foot up. That stopped Norvell briefly. Batten to the corner and gets the tag. And is that Brad in there now?
Brad in there right now.
Right, Brad Batten against Norvell Austin. There's a tag by Norvell. PYT with a quick tag, too. Heard him a flip. Coco Ware did as he came off the rope. There's a slam.
Referee moving Coco back out of the ring as Norvell took the tag, a backbreaker down. Good night. Look at these guys go. Such speed.
Aren't they prettier than the Fab? Aren't they?
Hey, come on.
Gorgeous, right?
That's gorgeous. Mean, I will give you that much out of it. As they can flat wrestle as Coco takes the tag back and goes right back to work. Slamming away with the knees, the elbows. Short, tight roll over the shoulder down the center of the ring. A right hand. The referee steps in. And a chin lock from behind. Tag on Norvell.
Well, they give it that little double-team shot as they tag out, too. Norvell staying in here, though. And Brad Batten trying to fight his way so that he can get loose, maybe get back to the corner for a tag on his brother. PYT with good tag team strategy. They have decided that the Batten that's in there now is going to stay for a while. Norvell picking him up by the hair. Right fist. He didn't try to hide it. He just doubled it up and punched him in the nose. There's a tag made. Coco Ware coming in there for PYT. Or the same referee is warning him about the doubled up fist. We'll see if that does any good.
Crowd trying, it won't. You know it and I know it. Not with Ware and Austin. Boy, they're doing whatever they want to do. Crowd really getting in behind the Battens, and Mark and Brad need a shot in the arm for a fact. They cannot get loose from the pressure. Look at Norvell. All he's doing is hot dogging and taking a top off. But staying in there when maybe you should have used his energy to get to the corner for the tag, I think, Dave. He took that shot to the midsection, and Norvell Austin right down on it. Yeah, right at the moment, they happen to be on top. But we've seen the Battens who have tremendous stamina. Staying there before, look at Coco. Beating him. Let him get close to the tag and then stop him. Rip the right hand.
Brad needs it bad. When Norvell hit him in the nose with that fist, he's got a bloody nose now. He needs to get to the tag. Coco grabbing Mark outside.
Mark Patton was coming right through those ropes after him. The referee got in between. They did that so they could get the referee involved and have a chance to double team Brad. Coco with a front face lock. Yeah, we can see the blood from Brad's nose down on the tights of Norvell now. They battered him pretty heavy. Chuck Newman sitting there. He is very satisfied with what he's looking at with a rugged PYT. Woo, Norvell takes a couple of them. Now go to the corner. Get away. Staggering is Brad, and he takes a shoulder that knocks him off his feet.
Norvell just shoved him off his feet. He hit him with his shoulder. No way he could get to the tag. Meanwhile, Mark, reverse neck breaker by Norvell Austin. He leaves Brad laying in the ring, right in the middle of the ring, for Coco Ware to come in. Mark trying to get a little encouragement going for his brother, but he's sent back to the corner. Brad,
he got away.
Coco's legs. He's on his way. Got the tag. Mark Patton, boy, he's been watching the beat up on his brother, so he takes on all of them. Coco. Upper arm across the back of the neck by Coco.
Look out, here it comes. The brain buster. Oh, boy, I just even hate to see it. He drives Mark down into the canvas. And now instead of going ahead and getting the pin, shucking and jiving, Norvell comes up, makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. What a vicious move. One of the worst I have ever seen in the years of that thing is murder.
It's not a pile driver, but by golly, it has exactly the same effect. He jams the top of his head down into the mat. Yeah, class. Now, the time on it was 5 minutes, 21 seconds. The brain buster from Coco Ware is what wraps it up. PYT is Pretty Young Things get the victory in 5 minutes, 21 seconds of action.
Okay. Yeah. The way this brain buster is operated in the first place. Now, look at this. You think that doesn't take some strength? Coco drives him straight up in the air, and watch. Oh, man, the entire weight. It differs only, as Dave pointed out, from the pile driver, and the fact that your weight is not on it, but all of the opponent's weight. Murder. And the PYT continue winning. They haven't lost one since they came into this area. They got quite a streak going, as a matter of fact, and they're looking mighty mean. Dave, for the Japanese press in that you were around taking pictures of wrestling and things like that. Is that correct, Jimmy?
Yes. I go all over the country, and I come down here to the United States, and I take pictures everywhere.
And, of course, you take them in Japan. You work a lot of wrestling there. You've had a chance to see a lot of them. And you have some of the magazines right here that you have taken pictures for. And we thought you folks would be interested in this, because here's a guy who has really had an opportunity to see all kind of wrestling. Hey, here's the King with Handsome Jimmy when they were over there.
So people were very much expecting that he came before he came down to Japan, and he was so sensational, and he did a great job over there. And yeah, the people
were looking for Lawler.
Yeah.
They had never seen him over there, and this was his first visit, I think, to Japan.
But it was the first visit for him, but he drew more people than anybody else in that country. And I came here to make some interview for Mr. Lawler. But I'm sorry to hear that he's injured now.
Yeah, well, we're hoping, Jerry, of course, you know what happened. You've heard the story. We were talking about it before, about the pile driver from Savage and all. Here, let's see if you've got some more. Yeah, let me hold that for you. And these are some other... Let's see. Come on, Puck. Can I even do a decent interview without you guys coming up? This is not your interview.
Who is this?
You are coming up later. This is Jimmy Suzuki. Will you act at least civilized for a little while?
Hold it a minute, champ. Hold it a minute.
No, you're not going anywhere. These guys...
Wait a minute, don't tell him that. What the heck?
Come on.
He's showing pictures of a legend, a myth, somebody who's gone. He's no longer here. Lawler, I don't even remember his name. And he's showing... Who cares?
Come on, Tuck. Will you get out of here? We got some more stuff we want to look at. We'll talk to you guys.
Something right now.
Come on, Ray.
Who is the king of Japan, man? Who's number one in Japan, baby? Talk to the people, man. Tell them who's number one in Japan. Tell them who's the stubborn heavyweight champion. Just say it right now. Talk to the people.
Leave the man alone. Stop it.
Who's the king of Japan, baby?
Oh, you have never been to Japan, and Jerry Lawler went to Japan.
What do you mean? Come on, Randy. Don't interfere. Come on. Don't interfere, Russell. Don't interfere. Nothing's happening.
Come on, now. Get him out of here.
Don't worry about it. Nothing's happening. Don't interfere with it. Don't worry about it. Come on. Don't worry about it. I said. Get right there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Come on.
Randy, listen. I'm not going to ask anything. Get out of here, will you?
Ask him. Ask him who's the king of Japan. Ask him now. Ask him.
Come on. Can we get somebody in here? Get in here. Jimmy. Can you believe that stupid animal coming out here? Jimmy, can you help him back there? He needs to get cleaned up. He is bleeding. Jimmy, I'm sorry. Let's take time out. We'll be back in just a minute. I got to tell you, and I don't hold it back. Animals, that's all. Come out here and jump a guess that I got.
I gotta tell you, let me tell you something. You're the spokesman of the people. You are the champion. You are honest. You never tell a lie. All right? What happened last week in the Mid-South Coliseum? Who won the match? Between my boys, Pablo and Savage, and the Fabs. Who won it?
Yeah.
Who won it?
All you're talking about is disqualification.
No. We're talking about win and lose. You know what happened? Savage and Pablo, they won. Now, we got something to finish. And what we're going to finish is going to be so horrible that I don't want the fans to come out and see it. Because we're going to annihilate the Fabs. That's you, Stan Arena. That's you, Stephanie. I'm sick. I'm tired of what you do. I'm tired of you bragging out here how good you are, how good you are. My boys, Savage and Popper, will take you into the match like you've never been taken before. A journey where you will not return. That I promise you.
Well, you talk about who won the match. Let me tell you this. Who took some punishment out there and who escaped, but with a lot...
The Fabs. It's that simple. F-A-B-S, the fabulous ones. And fabulous ones, you will not be that way come this week. We will have new champions. I predicted about Lawler. I did what I said. I destroyed Lawler. I'm going to do it to everyone that gets in my way. I've got the PYT, and I've got Popo and Savage. But most of all, I've got the wrestling world at my fingertips. I am the czar of wrestling. I am the creator and the guidance and the brain behind everything. You saw what we did to this little guy here, taking my time. Well, anyone that gets in my way, anyone, will be annihilated like that. There will be no one else, believe me.
Savage rubbed off on you. You're sounding as crazy as he did. Hey, just wait. It'll happen Monday night. Just let it all take place. I'll put my money with Stan and Steve.
You got no money to put.
All right.
I got the money.
Doug. We have seen and heard enough out of you kind of guys. We're going to take time to go over to... Oh, is this us? Yeah. Under a little better circumstances. Coming back out to chit-chat with us. The fabulous ones, Stan Lane and Steve Kern. I'm going to perfectly welcome you to Championship Wrestling. Thank you guys for coming out here on that. You know, I don't like to get mad and upset because I enjoy wrestling too much, but I'm tired of heathens and animals and stuff that you see out here with jumping like on Jimmy Suzuki.
Well, you know, let me tell you something, Savage. We're real impressed. You're a tough guy, Savage. You're a macho, man. You come out here and jump on some Japanese kid who weighs 130 pounds who takes pictures for a living. You pick your spots, don't you? Why don't you come out right now and try and slap one of us, buddy? Let's see how bad you are. You know, it's really a sick thing, Lance. This guy's over here visiting our country. He doesn't speak that good of English. He's back there right now. He's cut open. He feels like he's lost face. He's been dishonored. He's on the phone now. He's wanting to go home. I mean, it's a sad thing. The guy's out here trying to make a living, trying to do a job. And what the hell's wrong with you, Savage? You want to jump on the guy and be a big bad guy. Let me tell you something. Anytime, any place, anywhere, you want to show us how bad you think you are, you come on. Because he tried the night, Lance. He tried in the Mid-South Coliseum, and he didn't get the job done. He got his butt kicked. And he and his little twinkle-toed brother took off and ran the whole way back to the dressing room, got the little showers, and got that little... Oh, man, I can't...
Well, I don't blame you. I know exactly.
There's just no darn excuse for that, Lance.
I agree with you. That's exactly what I was saying, Stan. It just absolutely gets you fed up with it right to there.
He's worked up, ain't he?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Lance, I've been around just a little bit longer than Stan, and I've seen a lot of it. But it's what it is it's frustration. It's like a building. It's like boiling. You know, you talked earlier at the beginning of the show we've been watching, you talked earlier about the competition, how guys are at edge, how the matches are getting right down to nit and pick.
Really.
They've gone beyond wrestling. It's gone just out there to a street fight. We went out there Memphis Coliseum last week, and we didn't have one idea, fireman carry, go behind, take down, or nothing. It was go out there and survive. It's survival of the fittest right now. You know, like Hank Williams Jr. said, the pressure is on, and right now the pressure is on the Fabs because we wear the titles. We don't have to come out here with them on the back of a fireplace ornament and show them off to everybody out here like Randy does. But at the same time, when you're wearing that title, you got all that pressure on your back. All we can say is at any time, any place, we hold an open contract. We are the champions. We'll sign any title match anybody wants to be involved in.
Well, partner, you have done it up to now, and I'll tell you one thing. You guys are real tributes to the doggone business, and I just... will you guys, please, will you get these guys out of here, Tuck?
You can hear their mouth out here talking about...
Your time is not now.
What do you mean?
This is
the time is now, baby. You're looking at the time, baby. This is 1985, baby. We're live.
I'm talking about...
We said what we want to say. If these guys want to... I mean, Steve and I know that we got a little popularity here in the Mid-South. These guys just got here. They want to be popular, too. If you want to be so popular and talk to people, go ahead. We said what we want to say.
Hey, baby, we're a team.
Well, have at it. Go ahead.
We're a team, and you go.
You guys, why don't you wait and we'll get the opportunity. I'm telling you, Tuck. All you're doing, you throw them up there where we get 4 guys on 2. Yeah, now take a look. Now take a look. You want some of the Fabs? There they are.
That's free for all time. Referee Jerry Calhoun is there. Look out, here's Savage, Papa.
Talking about picking your spots, they wait till Ware and Austin are out there. Look at Savage with that chair. Nails Steve turned right in the back with it. Oh, you guys are champions. You got all the material. Boy, I mean. From Jerry Oski, Constant and Ashley. All right. Steve, I don't know how his back is. Yeah, okay. Well, the match that we had with Mr. X and the Invader, gone by the board, Constant Ashley and Jerry Oski came out even number-wise up. We're going to take time out. That is ridiculous. We'll take it. And I sure don't need any of you out here. I'll tell you that one thing for a fact. Chuck Newman, we have seen a bunch of you today. And
Let me make this short and sweet. My man Coco Ware, the PYT, Norville Austin, come out here for a decent interview to talk to you. And what happens? They get attacked by the Fabulous Ones. You're champions. They get attacked. All right, Fabulous Ones. If it's war you want, war you're going to get. And Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, don't forget, your title's at stake. It's a lumberjack match where there's 12 wrestlers, like Cox Newman, around the ring to make sure you don't run like you did here today and attack my men. You are going to be finished this Monday night, and we will be the new champions. Popo and Savage. That's all I got to say. And I'm tired of looking at you two.
Well, I want to tell you one thing. You got your eyes in backwards because it was PYT that did the attacking in there. I just hope, all I hope, is the fact that you are one of those guys down there. I'd like to see you grab Steve Kern and try to throw him back in the ring. Oh, I love that. Well, all right, let's take a look at the action coming up Monday night.
All right, we're set to go with a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing first from Memphis, Tennessee at 235 pounds, David Haskins. And going against him from Greece with his manager, Tux Newman, weighing in at 279 pounds, Cyclops. This match will be one fall, 10-minute time limit. The referee, Jerry Calhoun.
Boy, what a unique outfit. Look at that with that eye right in the middle in there. But he can't be all good, not if Tux Newman's his manager.
I tell you what, with the size he's got, he can be dangerous. Waste no time going to work on David Haskins. He ran him into the turnbuckle. Cyclops, big guy. Haskins is not little. Haskins weighs in at 235 himself. Snap him down. Cyclops sliding the knee off the forehead. David Haskins has not been able to get things going yet. It's early, but boy, Cyclops again. Snaps him over. Using the boot, slides it off the top of the board. Upper arm across the throat. David Haskins just kind of falls out into the ring. Cyclops moving slowly, but boy, he's doing some damage when he does make contact, and he's making contact often. We're about a minute into the action. Cyclops with the left in there. And again, David Haskins off his feet, getting picked up by Cyclops. Hangs him over the top rope, using it to choke him. Referee trying to get a break. Flips him back into the ring. Haskins trying to power away from him. Now Haskins fires him into the turnbuckles, follows, but Cyclops moves out of the way.
Well, you called it right in this respect, Dave. Cyclops is a plotter, boy. He just uses that strength and pounds away on people rather than dazzling anybody.
Big boot in the back twice.
David not having a good day at all. He is not looking good with Cyclops. David just now he's starting to fire out of there a little. But he was really coming along fine. In this particular match, he is not able to manhandle Cyclops the way he wants to. Look at this. Into him. That's close to a pile driver, but he didn't really pile him. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, winner.
Well, tell you what, Cyclops demonstrating his power here, as Tux Newman said at one point during the match. Didn't matter what Haskins did, didn't seem to have much effect. And that's it, as Cyclops gets the win. Time on it, 1:38.
Okay, Dave, winner, first appearance, championship wrestling talks. I don't know what you got underneath that
Okay,
man.
Dave. Okay, fans. Okay, everybody. Look at this man. You remember your Greek mythology? You remember Medusa, the woman with the snakes on her head?
Oh, yes.
You remember Achilles, the heel? You remember all the Greek mythology characters? This is not a character. This is the supreme god of Greek mythology, Cyclops. Everyone was afraid of Cyclops. There wasn't anyone around, but when Cyclops came, they ran. This man lightweight wrestler from the middleweight. Now, the heavyweight champion of Europe, Cyclops, from Greece. And I'll tell you something. You're looking at so much power and raw strength. When I saw him in Europe, I couldn't believe it. I said, you have to come. But he was so booked that it took me a lot of money to get this man. And now I've got him. And now he's here in the South. And now he will destroy any wrestler that gets in his ring. There's no pain in this man. There's nothing. Nothing stops him. And no wrestler will stop him. And I'll tell you something. You can come on, anyone, and try to challenge him. Look at that.
I got my comment.
Let me tell you something, Russell. You are looking at a world champion. Mark my words.
Okay, Tux, we heard it. We'll see it.
Behind the world champion.
Yeah, the brain's behind the world champion. Don't forget that by any means. Enough with the arm on the shoulder. Thank you. We'll see you in the ring here. Yes, Tux.
This is a